The governor of North Carolina, Pat McCrory, is at it once again. Now, just a few months ago, he signed a bathroom bill into law in North Carolina, one of the two governors that did so in America. And now, just this past Monday, just a few days ago, he signed another shameful bill into law. It's called the Body Cam Bill. It's House Bill 972. And what this bill will do, what this law will do, is make it so that body cam footage and dashboard video is no longer public record. That means that the public will no longer have access to this video. Do we want to repeat that again? The video that is taken by the body cam that's worn by the officers.
Wait a second. That is the body cam that is provided by public funds, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And the video on the dashboard. On the vehicle, on the police vehicle. This video.
This body cam is on a public servant that gets paid through tax dollars.
Yes.
Through public means.
Right.
But the footage is not available to the public.
Not available to the public anymore. This bill will go into effect on October 1st.
Well, I know where I'm not going. We need
North Carolina.
We need to go when we drive up to Philadelphia. We need to go around North Carolina.
It might take like 20 hours.
I don't care. We're going around that bitch.
So look, McCrory, Pat McCrory, he said, "My goal is to protect those who protect us." Really?
Wait. But well, who he's talking about is police.
Yes.
But it's the police job to protect the public.
Yeah.
So it's not McCrory's job to protect those that protect us. It's to ensure that the police do their job at protecting the public.
Yeah. That's what should be your motivation in anything that you do. Now, if you want to create a safe working environment for police officers, please do that. We want our police officers to exercise safety and caution. Of course, we want that. Of course, we want that, right?
Let's just.
But how do we ensure justice? How do we ensure that the police officers are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing if we don't have access to the video footage?
That's you're asking a question from a inclination of common sense. Okay?
Too much.
That's too much.
All right.
That's pretty much what this boils down to is we're done with this accountability thing.
Yeah.
And
we're shutting it down.
And we want to protect ourselves from scrutiny.
There's no coincidence that this is happening now after Sterling and Castile have been killed. And of course the Dallas police officers were killed as well. So in the face of that, in response to that, he signed this bill into law that removes the possibility of accountability.
Yes, they recognize that the technology is, I guess, causing their actions to be questioned. They recognize that. But I think you have to figure why McCrory is siding so much with law enforcement. How does he benefit? Right. Now, you mentioned the bathroom bill earlier, but I think we talked about it in that video where there was a provision that prevented cities and counties from raising the minimum wage.
Right.
So we know he's corporate friendly. Now, what else in this society has been made, corporate? Prisons.
Yeah.
That's a big business.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big business. So essentially, the public being allowed access to see what's being revealed by these body cameras kind of it lessens, I guess, the convictability.
Yes. It makes it so that
it lessens the convictability of these suspects.
Yeah.
And then, of course,
anybody can say they're innocent.
So what's going to happen is it's a way that these body cams essentially prevent them from pressing charges and putting people in the system, in the private prison system, which makes money for some people. It's not just a bill that's supposed to protect officers. We have to acknowledge who officers work for. They work for a higher power.
Yeah.
And they are kind of encouraged to kind of, gather individuals to put through the system so they can work for these private prison industries. Right. That's their job. It's all about the money.
Yeah. Pat McCrory also said, it's better to have rules and guidelines with all this technology than no rules and guidelines whatsoever.
What does that even mean? What does that even mean?
What is he even talking about? So, like, when I hear that, I'm like, hold on. So basically, you're talking about you want rules and guidelines with all this technology, but basically you don't want the technology to get out. You're employing all of this technology, using it, but you don't want anybody to see it. The only people you want to see it are the people that protect each other, the police force, at all costs.
And the people
they protect each other.
And the people that could possibly be implicated. And my thing is, the irony is,
check this out, right? Imagine this had happened in Illinois, in Chicago, right? Mm-hmm. Laquan McDonald. It took over a year for that video footage to come out. Do you think that officer would have ever been charged
if that footage didn't come out? No. You're telling me that they're telling us that this is not going to lead to more injustices. That's essentially what they're telling us.
Yes, they're doing. He's saying that explicitly, matter of factly, very blatantly, that he has no interest in justice.
And how? And okay, is there a way that people can get a hold of the footage?
Oh yeah. So if you are in the video footage, if you're in the video footage, or if your audio is captured in the video, you can request the file. Your request can be denied. And if that happens, if your request is denied, then you would have to take it to the Superior Court, which is, I believe, the top court in North Carolina.
So basically,
but nobody knows what would happen after that.
Even if you are in it or a part of it, they're gonna still make it hard as hell for you to get it.
For you to get it, yeah. This is unbelievable. I thought this was an Onion story. I thought this was a straight up fake story, but this is absolutely true.
And then how does the public receive this bill?
How do they receive it?
Well, not just how they receive it.
Okay. Well, local news broke the story. Interestingly enough, I haven't seen this on national news. I haven't seen it. But ABC 11 Eyewitness News, local news, and I believe it's in Raleigh. They put up a poll on their Twitter account, asking what people felt about this new law, and 85% of people said that they did not agree with it at all. So what that means to me, and this was over 7,000 respondents. Mm-hmm. So what that means to me is that the 15% of people that thought this was a good idea are complete and utter idiots.
And if they are ever involved in a situation with a police officer or someone they love, their mother, their father, their daughter, mm-hmm. son, cousin, whoever, someone they know, mm-hmm. And there's some controversy surrounding the incident.
Maybe they thought some injustice
took place. I ain't showing no mercy for those
sit
people.
Down somewhere.
I'm like, yeah, if it's you
mm-hmm.
who actually, personally in this situation, I'll be like, sit your ass in jail.
Exactly.
No mercy at all. Because I'm like, no, this is what you wanted.
If anybody thinks this is a good idea, really, come on. I'm going to give you somebody who thinks this is a good idea. You might be shocked, okay? The Wake County Sheriff, Donnie Harrison, he thinks this is a good idea. Oh my God. You mean a sheriff? A sheriff thought this was a good idea.
I wouldn't have thought.
This is what he said. A lot of groups think we should show everything from start to finish, and we just can't do it. They think we're trying to hide something, and that's not what it is. But if we go into a house for a domestic assault, and if the wife has been assaulted, has been unclothed, we don't want that on YouTube. We don't want that out there. Again, my face is in my palm.
I appreciate the sheriff for trying to protect my eyes from seeing like breasts and anything else, or like some hairy cooch. I really appreciate that.
But hold on, is anybody those naked victims? We need to see them, man.
I hate that.
It's public record. We need to see the naked victims. Is anybody saying that? No, we want to see the possible injustice.
Speak for yourself, Will.
And by the way, Mike, you crazy. By the way, right? If there is some naked victims, right? If there's some naked victims, and that is made available to the public, are you telling me there is no technology available that would blur out that image, blacken it out, do something to where the image is not viewable?
Okay, we talking about this like he actually cares about naked women on YouTube. We know that's some bullshit excuse.
He brought this situation, like this possible circumstance.
Have people been complaining about that?
Nobody has complained about that. Now, if he would have said something like an officer-involved shooting, that's something that we care about. We want to see that videotape to make sure it was righteous, to make sure that was just.
He's trying to protect the dignity of our women,
of an assaulted wife that might be naked. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see that, Donnie Harrison.